Right, recording.
Okay, so this is our first EMAC meeting of the new civic year. So our first agenda item 23-2401 is election of a chair and vice chair of this committee. Are there any nominations for chair? Anybody want to do it?
No.
I'm guessing that's me.
Well,
I'm quite willing to stand for vice chair.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
If you're prepared to be chair.
Okay. Okay.
I'll propose that you deal for chair then.
Okay.
Seconded.
All in favour, right?
Okay.
That's sorted.
I'll propose Maureen for vice
I'll
chair
second
then.
that.
All in favour? Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. 23-2402, apologies for absence. So we've got the one
Jane.
apology from Jane, which I propose we approve.
Yeah.
Yeah. All in favour?
Yeah.
Disclosure of interest.
No,
Declaration of
no,
interest,
no,
councillors?
no.
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 Written dispensations?
None received.
None. You're just checking it's recording.
Yeah.
We've got paranoia now, haven't we? 23-2404 minutes. Does anybody have any comments, corrections on the minutes from the 15th
I
of
think
March?
it says somewhere in those previous minutes that I were going to do something about a banner. Now, I don't remember saying that we're going to put a banner up. I think what I said is, did we need a banner? You know, if you read the, I have the minutes somewhere. I'm just saying it's, yeah. I mean, it's. I haven't put a banner. I haven't put a banner up or used our banners at the concerts, band concerts. I'm sure it says something about
Oh yeah, agreed. Bingley Town Council banners need to be used on the Town Council days.
Yeah. Well, I'm
to show they were funded by us.
Yeah. I think what I was asking at the time, well, did we need a big banner to sort of put on the bandstand, and then that's how it's been minuted. It's fine. I haven't done it. I've supplied the chairs every time, but I haven't put a council banner. But I have distributed leaflets at every meeting for every concert that were there, with the rest of the dates on, and it does say on there it's funded by Bingley Town Council, and yeah. Okay.
Okay, so
it says on here that it was agreed that councillors, committee members, including new councillors, will be asked to share Facebook or social media posts. Have they been asked? And if they have, they're not doing it.
we've asked them in the past, we can ask them again. The councillors didn't change really in the elections, so we haven't got a lot of
If I've seen them, I've been sharing them.
We have a number of councillors like Maureen that share things, and we have a number of councillors that wouldn't know what social media was if it...
You're right, there's one here. I know what it is, but...
So I'll make a bit more of an effort though to try and share it to the community page, because I don't know if Debbie knows them. I did say I'd give you a list, Debbie, didn't I? Of the social media pages.
There's some that I can't share to because of their privacy settings.
Yeah.
So if members within those groups see them, they could share to it.
Yeah, have you got a list of those?
Not all of them.
If you just have a list of the ones you can't share to,
Yeah.
I can either see if I can change the settings if I'm an admin on them,
Yeah.
or I can share them myself or whatever.
Well,
Because I'm on like a community admin group,
Yeah.
and I can always ask them if they can allow it.
Yeah.
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 You can ask the admins if they can change the settings, because I wanted to post something from the Eldwick Church on Swan Avenue, so I just said, can an admin contact me? An admin contacted me that night and said, yeah, that's fine, and set it up.
Yeah.
So it's not rocket science.
But if
But
you
not
let me,
always, though. I contacted someone from Bingley Residence not long after I started, and the message is still unread. But I've since fixed the problem myself, so they don't always reply.
well, I'm an admin on that, but it's a bit of a strange one. These Bingley residents, there's quite a lot of them.
It's just gone private now as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you let me know, they're all on this community admins chat we've got, and I can put on there, can we? And they will change the settings, hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, I can't see why they wouldn't,
Yeah.
because that's what they're there for.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the Bingley residents one now can post to there, so that's not a problem.
I suppose
Just let me know which ones you're struggling with,
Yeah.
and I'll put it on there.
it might just be if we're classed as a business that they don't want all
That's
businesses
okay.
to be able to be
No,
able to.
the idea is that that's what they're there for, the community posted. So if they do argue it, I can at least. And I know Lewis is on some. He's on a
Yeah,
couple.
I think he probably still is. So are we happy with the meetings with the last minute?
Yeah. Propose them.
All right, I'll set all in favour. I'll accept the minutes. Right. Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. I usually switch them off in a little bit.
So 20.
I'll ring you later, Kevin. Sorry, I'm in a meeting. Okay.
So 23, 24, 05 confidential items to be discussed at the end. Do we have any items on the agenda that
No,
people think
not
are confidential?
We've done confidential bit already.
It's not this meeting. 23, 24, 06 public participation. Obviously, we have no members of the public other than our lay member here who's a member of the committee. 23, 24, 07 communication. To consider the council's communication with the public and agree recommendations to full council. Greater communication with the public, including social media. I think we've just touched on some of that. And
Yeah.
is there anything else really that we think we should be
Well, I was
pushing?
thinking about now that we've obviously started a new civic year, because we talked about it before, didn't we? Running some sort of networking event. You know, maybe getting the arts centre or whatever, putting on a cup of tea and a few sandwiches or whatever, and inviting all the community groups on a Saturday afternoon or something to come along and just sort of get to know each other and say, right, these are the sort of events we want to run over the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Um,
Similar as forum, really.
Yeah,
I mean, same people are invited. I think that's a good idea if we can get people to come. We did all right the first one, but if we just did, and it's really useful. There were only 5 came to that last one, and we had a debate as Eve and Debbie all bared out. We had 5 people there, and Joe Wood said, "John, where can I get some chippings from?" So I says, "There's some at Council Yard. I'll get you a bag." Got them a bag, took them a bag. They're sorted, they're happy. Somebody else on about litter picking, and then somebody else on about something else. So it's networking is worth so much if we can do it.
I just think if we start, because I mean I know I've got contacts with a lot of the community groups, I'm sure.
Well, we have a full due to flowers. We have a we're in contact. Yeah.
So if we just sort of maybe saw when we could have the arts centre, maybe if it was September or something.
I mean, I'm just thinking cost. How much is it going to cost at the arts centre compared to Cardigan House?
Oh, we could have Cardigan House
I think that's more. I would think that was probably more appropriate.
It's just picking a place really, and just sort of saying, drop in and meet the other group.
Yeah.
And we've got some ideas, because a lot of these groups say, "Oh, why don't we do the show anymore? Why don't we do the gala anymore? Why don't we do this, do that?"
Yeah.
And if we get them, all them, and we ask if anybody wants to come from Chamber of Commerce, Men's Shed, all those sorts of groups, and we just have an afternoon where we say, "Look, drop in, have a cup of tea, meet people, and we maybe produce something that says these are our ideas."
Yeah, that's excellent.
24, 25. What do you think you can do? For it.
Yeah.
And we put a document together.
Because this is my concern about coming to this meeting. One thing is there's 3 of us.
Yeah, when there should
and
be a lot
nobody else
more.
is putting their hand up. And there don't seem to be any appetite to do things. And to me, that's what we're here for.
But again, if you've got those events running, people are saying, right, the council are running this, the council are doing that, the council are involved in this.
Yeah. Okay.
Some of it might just be us facilitating other people.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all for it. Well, I've just had a communication from Bingley Music Town. Now they've got something going on in September. Have you had that?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll have it. Yeah. Oh well, you see, you need to get onto thing because they're having an event at is it 9th or 15th of September?
I think it's 9th.
It's a Saturday, and it's in the Arts Centre, and it's a music thing. Well, I've got it here. I'll have it here somewhere. Anyway, that's something else. But
yeah, and we can say to them, yeah, if you've got any events, tell us about them. We can publicise them.
Yeah.
Can we help?
Yeah.
You know, do you need a grant?
Yeah.
What can we do to get things moving and get things going on?
Well,
invite the district councillors, see if they want to come on.
Yeah.
And just get things going with the Canal Festival and all that lot sort of coming up in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
The D-Day.
Possibly not.
All right. But you know what I mean?
No.
We can
I
at
think
least look at these things.
I think that's an excellent idea.
Very
Yeah.
good.
And yeah. So what sort of times, and then what? We'll just start.
I'm just sort of thinking, once some holidays are over, you know, people out away.
Yeah.
We'll look at sort of September time.
Yeah.
You are looking at September time, aren't
Early
you?
September then.
Yeah.
So sort of.
And I'll have a think
second
about...
Saturday in September, say.
Yeah.
Oh, that's when that is. Oh no,
it will be.
It is second Saturday. Yeah.
You know, give them plenty of notice.
Yeah. Mind you, if it's in daytime, what would you think? 10 till 12.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It can't be a second Saturday because it'll clash with that Bingley Music Town
Yeah,
thing.
well, third or something. Third Saturday in September.
Yeah, okay, good point. Yeah.
Well, what would that be?
16th.
Yeah, you don't really want to annoy them by
tied
having it on same day as something else, do you?
No. I'm usually tied up with first Saturday anyway. I'm third Saturday, but anyway, I'm not that. I can fit it in as I keep saying. I do.
23rd or
Yeah.
16th, whenever.
Yeah. 23rd would be better for me.
And then if we sort of put a document together that we can sort of hand out, or
Yeah.
Well, 23rd, I'll be on my way to Spain.
Oh, will you?
I will.
Okay, well.
But you don't
Lucky.
you don't
Well, you might think you're lucky. I don't think you're lucky. I don't want to go to Spain, thanks. But
Well, I don't. I'm a going. So I think that's a great idea, Maureen. And then picking up on something I think Chris said last night about obviously Eldwick Gala.
yeah,
I would have loved. I think we paid for a stand.
we
but then
did
there was-
10 quid. Yeah,
Then there was no one to man it, and I do think it's sad that we don't have people coming forward to do these things.
so do I.
But is there something we can do to
I mean,
make it easier? Because I know you were talking last night as we used to have boards and things. Because I
We-
think for some
Ed,
people,
we used to do boards. Chris and I did a few, didn't we?
Yeah.
We did them at Arts.
Everyone.
But I think for some people they don't know what to say.
Well, the problem with a lot of them that we did do, there were a group of there might have been, especially at shift changeover, because we did an hour and a half or 2 hours each. At shift changeover, there were 4 or 6 councillors there, all stood in a huddle having a laugh about what were on telly last night, and nobody were looking out to talk to the public. And they said last night, can't remember who it was, somebody said, nobody wants to come and talk to us.
Yeah.
Well, what I were doing, we're walking
Going
out
last,
and saying, have you heard about, well, depends what the appropriate day was.
Yeah.
Have you heard about Bingley Town Council? Have you heard about this event
Yeah,
that they're doing? And going out to them rather than waiting for somebody to come and say, I'm not happy that my bins are emptied or whatever it is.
That's exactly what I said last night, and that's what I did when I were last time we were in Arts Centre. Is I was going to, as people were going, we had a box of sweets and the kids going past, and I were asking people what they think. I mean, somebody told me, somebody told me what they thought.
Sure.
but he was an accountant, so you need to. So that'd cover what Maureen was saying earlier.
But yeah, I think it'd be good if we did have, like you say, some boards or some stuff on, even if it was we provided grants for Crosslands Cricket Club and a photograph, Bingley Kong, whatever it is.
The boards are in there, Maureen. The boards
but the content on them,
we need
presumably.
content sticking to them and
Yeah.
that sort of thing. Yeah.
So I'm quite happy to do it if we have a list of where we've given grants. So nice if we've got some photos of that.
Well, I have asked
put
Debbie.
something.
We'll have some of that stuff for the annual report anyway, won't we? Can we repurpose some of it afterwards?
Just to sort
for
of
that
say,
event. You mean for this event?
For any event,
Yeah.
and for any event that we can update. So if we say
there aren't any more fairs coming up apart from this thing we're just talking about now.
Yeah.
There's only one in Bingley anymore because the clowns that organise Bingley show have packed up.
Well,
I went to see them and gave them a right bollocking for where they ran the show before last. And they just sat there going,
But if we had a fair bit of content that we could sort of mix and match onto there for different events, and then we might have one on saying, you know, this is what's happening with the pool or whatever, you know, just so we've got bits that people can come up and talk about.
It's almost like we need talking points.
Yeah, we do. We need something.
We need some little brief.
And you know, somebody might come up and say, "Oh, I never knew about this. Can we apply for our football club or whatever?" Yeah, because look, we gave this money to Bingley Cons. Yeah. We gave this to this or whatever. Yeah. I just think we need something to talk on.
We do need to be slightly careful, given that I think we have found that with the slight change of membership of some groups, some of what's acceptable and what's not.
Absolutely ridiculous.
It's morphing somewhat, but again, we can feed that in.
Yeah.
You know that we can say to people, you know, we're here, we want to help you.
So that's just to progress it. Are we actually going to talk about that date then?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think we definitely need something.
I mean, so that we can, for example, ask Debbie to see if the place is going to be available on that date. What do you say?
Yeah. So what are we saying? 23rd or 16th? Of September.
Either. If you're going to be here at 16th.
I'll be here on 16th.
You know, at 16th, and
sure, 16th.
Action Stations will have to wait for me.
What? Are they in the morning or
as well?
afternoon?
No, it's all right. It's okay. It's okay.
Is that the same as the Bingley Music Town there?
No. I think that's the 9th.
It's 9th. Yeah.
It's I've got it here somewhere. So. In fact, I think I put it in my diary. I don't know.
Well, if we did it 12 till 2, I mean, we don't even have to be 10 till 12, does it? If you're
could do it.
I don't mind.
If you're committed in that.
No, I'm not committed. I'm not committed to anything.
John's ambidextrous. He can go to anything and everything. Is there any reason why we can't revert to putting councillors on the market on a Saturday?
We can't get them to stand on the market on a Saturday for exactly the same sorts of reasons. If we had some talking points, some of them may be willing to do it.
Why did they stand to be councillors if they don't want to talk to the public?
That's another question. That's another question. Yeah.
You ask all these good questions. I can't answer for 14 people.
I used to think it was a privilege to be a councillor, and you're supposed to have stood up to, serve the public and help them and answer the questions.
For the benefit of the residents of Bingley, I thought. That's what I thought. I think that's why I'm here.
Well, I think most of them hide away in meetings, turn up with saying nothing and go home and do nothing.
Well, I'm glad it's recorded.
Well, none of them will bother watching it, so what difference does it make?
Okay, let's be positive.
Yeah.
When are we saying? 16th?
16th.
So I'll propose that.
Second.
All in favour. So can I ask Eve, Debbie to look and see possible
10
venues?
till 12. We went 10 till 12.
Oh, is it 10 till 12? Yeah, 10 till 12. It's fine, that's absolutely. No, it's all. I can't be in two places once, it's alright.
We can pick a time to suit us.
No, don't suit me. I'll be there. I'm keen, I want it to happen. I think it's worth having. Yeah, possibly see.
Is he 11 till 1 better for you?
No, that just extends stuff. No, it's okay.
All right.
Shall we look at Arts Centre and Cardigan House and see how much it's going to cost?
Well, we might as well, won't we?
Yeah. Could you do that, please?
Cardigan House is £20 an hour.
That's £20 an hour. Could you ask how much it cost us to have it for 2 hours at Arts Centre then? Because I think Cardigan House will be big enough for an event like that.
Yeah, I do.
You know, it doesn't need to be all tables. You know,
no.
We have it when we do it. I think we set tables out, so it doesn't hold as many. But there's plenty of chairs and that. Yeah.
But if it's
I'd go there.
I suppose if it's just networking.
So can you see if it's available then, Deb?
Let's fight the
please.
Could we do it in here?
Yeah.
Could we do it in here?
When?
Could we do it in here?
Depends on how many groups you invite, doesn't it? I mean, I know they're not all going to come. But
what about seating?
Well,
we have seating in there, but it depends who comes.
Let's get the cost.
Yeah, we'll find out.
It's £20 an hour.
Yeah, I know.
Cardigan House.
But you asked for both.
No, well we decided we'd go for
Well, Cardigan House is fine.
I think it sort of meets in the middle, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not too small, not too big.
Yeah. Cardigan House then, please.
If it's available.
Just see if it's available,
That's
please.
it, yeah. If not, when, please?
Is there any reason why we can't ask at the next full council meeting if anybody's prepared to stand on a market stall?
We can ask.
Yeah, you can ask. You certainly can ask.
I'm on holiday, unfortunately.
No, I didn't mean you personally. I mean, it can be asked.
It can be asked as a question from the public. We can definitely ask that as know that and ask it.
And then if it's a dead flop and nobody,
Well,
if all the councillors, if the councillor that turns up spends all day talking to his mate, it's a waste of time. But if he approaches the public, something might happen. So we used to do all sorts of stuff, like just get people to write down what do you want Bingley Town Council to address, what problems do you think they are, and put your name on, and then we'll get back to you when we've done it.
Yeah.
Can I ask something else? I might have chipping in too much.
It's all about.
That's
It's
what you're there for.
it's all about engagement and great communication with the public. This is the.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking today, whatever happened to the newsletter we used to put out?
Well, there's one just going out with annual report now.
Is there?
There's only like annual. There's going to be. Is it just 2 a year now, or is it 1 a year?
1 a year.
We reduced it from whatever it was. Originally, first when you were here, it went out and it went to shops and to community centres and things like that. Decided it wasn't working, so we used the same budget to reduce the amount of times it were produced, but have it sent delivered
That's the paper one.
Delivered professionally, but the monthly news.
The monthly email still
news,
goes out
the monthly mailing, it's called, goes out every month, and
well, I think more than the actual physical newspaper you can touch.
Yeah.
Well, that's
the physical newspaper we can touch.
It's just an annual report.
It's just dropped down to 1 because the 1 now for printing and distribution costs more than the 2 used to.
Why did it not work putting it in shops? I used to put it in all the shops in Eldwick, and when I went in, somebody said, "Have you got any more of them?"
Well, that says maybe, but there were other places where 2 reasons. Where it was for the annual report, we felt as though everybody should have one, basically, and that was the most direct way to do it. Was to have
fair
it.
enough.
And it's, I think it's a fairly high percentage. It isn't 100%, but it's a fairly high percentage that I've had them delivered. So yeah. So that's where we are with newsletter.
So do you think with our population something in print is required more frequently?
Yeah. Well, I always thought the thing that we did before, I don't know how many times a year it was, 2 or 3 used to go down well. But perhaps people in Eldwick can read and others can't, I don't know.
Don't go there.
Maybe I'll exclude one person from that.
Right. Okay, so that's the explanation where we are at the moment with it.
Right.
I think looking at the general situation with the finance committee, you'd be struggling to get any more finance for that sort of thing.
And to a certain extent, I don't know whether we'd be struggling for content as well.
Yeah, well there you go.
But it just depends what events there are around and whether it's us publicising things for other people and having.
Am I allowed to ask what's wrong with finance committee?
No.
No. Not the moment. So anything else under greater communication with the public? No. So then we have the adoption of the community engagement policy that was circulated. Did anybody have any comments, suggested changes to that?
I've had a look, I can't see anything had changed really. I think it pretty much covers everything.
Is this something we're renewing?
No, we've never had one before,
right,
so it was a first
Right.
one. I just wasn't sure about the last outcome, which is improved engagement with local communities, with more people feeling that they are involved in decision making, and a higher percentage of people involved in volunteering. So I'm not sure about around volunteering what we can drive. Obviously we've got things like litter picking and this, that and the other, but whilst we can promote volunteering for as a good thing to do and good for people's health and well-being, and here are a load of organisations that would welcome volunteers, I'm not sure we can do much more than that.
No.
Don't know.
I think how could we word that? Interested in volunteering instead of involved.
Because we're not going to be able to measure it, are we?
No. Showing an interest in volunteering, maybe.
It's a bit ephemeral. And is there something else we should be striving to do? Or do we just remove that last bit, so in that sentence ends in improved engagement with local communities, with more people feeling that they're involved in decision making?
Yeah, you could just leave it at that.
Yeah.
So if I'll propose it with that amendment.
Well, okay. I'll second that then.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Thank you. We have got 23-24-08 events to consider town council's involvement in local events run by third parties, including involvement in the City of Culture 2025 and Bingley Business Expo 2023. So as we've just selected a date in September, is that not when Bingley Business Expo is? Do we know when Bingley?
Same week.
Is it?
They definitely have it in the week.
Yeah, she usually runs it through the week, doesn't she? Rachel.
And we have a stall at Bingley Business Expo, don't we?
Yeah.
So we will need people to man said stall.
Well, I've been to that before as well. Just took stuff across.
But do we want to develop some stuff for that?
When is it? September?
I think it is
27th September.
27th.
Again, maybe we can use what we developed for the networking day.
Yeah.
We could maybe, say these are the events we want to plan and get involved in.
It's more around bringing businesses and stuff into Bingley. And
Oh yeah, yeah. But if there's people there, the Wednesday, it's a Wednesday, so.
So,
What do you call it? What expo?
Bingley Business Expo.
Bingley.
Yeah. So I'm not here. I'm definitely out of the country. That's all. Have we had anything back from City of Culture?
No.
Wouldn't you think something should be happening on that by now?
Things are happening.
There's lots of things happening, and they keep putting bits and bobs out about we've got grants for X, Y, and Z that you've got 10 days to apply for. The last one was to do something to do with upgrading venues, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I haven't seen any. This is the person that you need to come to have something put on in your location.
No.
It probably is time to actually invite them back to a full town council, I think, so they could come and tell us what is going on.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we feel awfully engaged.
Bingley Music Town's talking to somebody in City of Culture organisation. What they call the guy, David Carpenter.
Yeah.
And he's got a hot wire in there for his little bit about music, but I don't know about everything else.
Well, wouldn't the district councillors be sort of a bit of a go-between for us?
Could be. Could be.
They know what's going on.
You know, is it worth asking them to update us, or to at least ask them to inform us what's going on?
Yeah.
25th of September, that business expo.
25th.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thought you said 27th.
I thought they said
I've just looked it up. It says 25th.
Do you have that, Debbie?
Sorry.
That expo.
Wednesday the 27th of September, it says on the email I got.
Yeah.
Wednesday the 27th.
Yeah, I think it's probably more likely to be a Wednesday than a Monday myself. I don't know.
Yeah, that was the.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at 2019. I do apologise. They haven't updated the Facebook page since before COVID.
Oh, well, there's a lot of that about.
Yeah, there was a lot of that about.
Yeah.
So we don't know of any other events coming up that we might want to, from third parties,
No.
that we might want to get involved with. I thought the Canal and Rivers Trust would probably be doing something for the 250th anniversary of Five Rise Locks and whatever, but
They're not.
that's looking like it might not happen. I thought they would have brought like the Canal Festival forward and put it on, but as far as I can ascertain at this time, they've got no.
Marcus said that Marcia Churnley is talking about running an event, and Andy Alderson and etc.
For what?
For that.
For that.
What's talking about what, sorry?
Marcus said that Marcia Churnley and Andy Alderson were talking about running something for it. Because Marcia was involved before, wasn't she?
Yeah.
With Michelle.
Michelle, yeah.
I'll ask Marcus again.
Well, I'll ask Marcia. I'll be seeing her in a couple of weeks.
That's what he told me. He said he thought something would be going
I think
there.
something will happen, but it's just I don't think it's going to be driven by Canal and Rivers Trust, which, as it's their structure, you would have thought they would have been celebrating it. But
Well, you'd have thought so, but I know they didn't have a lot to do with the canal festivals, did they? Really. I think all they did was send the Kennet.
right, that's not in theirs.
I think that's all they did, arrange for that to come.
Yeah, but I'll chase that. I'll discuss with Marcus and Marcia when I see him anyway. Okay. B, to consider Town Council organising events in 23-24. So we've got, well, we've talked about this networking event, haven't we? We've put that on. We are assuming that the Chamber of Trade will put on the Christmas event on the Market Square. Have we heard anything back from Mr. Road Closure?
The latest that we got back from them was that you would need to do a consultation. I got the fresh form through. We wouldn't necessarily need to do that before we put the application in, but I had a good chat with the chap at the council, and he said that he thought it was really quite ambitious to close the main road here 3 weeks before Christmas, all day on Saturday. So I sent the information back to Michelle and Jamie, and they decided to go with
Plan B?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So talk to the artisan market people and see if they are willing to go to Haworth that day, so they can then. Even if we'd sort of put the application in, I'm not sure it'd be approved.
All right. So that group that's whatever they call it, I can't remember what they call them, that's running the market.
RSH.
They're gonna let Michelle have the square for that day.
That's what they've said.
All right.
For this year,
good,
they have offered to.
That's fair enough.
Go elsewhere.
They seem very adaptable.
Amenable and
amenable is a good word.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, Michelle said she's going to go to the market on Saturday and talk to Richard.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I'll be there anyway, so I'm sure. So if anything needs smoothing over, I'll do my best. So we will have. Obviously, we'll have the Christmas event, and then I don't know of anything else
No,
that
no,
any other
I mean,
that any
I-
other organisation is
No.
running. I haven't heard of
Well,
anything.
I think this, and I think it's going to be well below budget. This band concerts that we've had should be extended, but it's going to be that electric, and that's a moot point. So we'll have to just persevere.
When you say extended, do you mean extended this year?
No,
Because it's
not at all.
It's going to go into the bad weather season.
No. I mean, extended in as much as there was potential to have more concerts than we've had. I think they've been successful. We've been quite lucky with the weather. Certainly, it should be continued, if not extended, because it's well received. And I think it could be expanded. In
So
24.
we need to think of a programme for 2024.
Well,
If I paraphrase what you've said,
we need to.
sort out what we do.
It can still be done through Bradford Council, but she was certainly limited through lack of electricity. So whether that ever happens or not, I certainly hope it is, because that'll open it up for 2025.
Well, I was thinking, do we bid for some of Bradford's money to electrify their own bandstand and make it a more accessible?
Yeah. Why not?
Well, we have.
Although we won't have it by 2025, we probably won't even have a response by then.
That's part of the problem, isn't it? Yeah. But I agree. I think we should be looking at a 2024 programme of concerts in the park.
I mean, it's a bit of a no-brainer in as much as all we have to do is pay.
Yeah.
Well, somebody has to take chairs round from council yard to bandstand, but we sort that out, don't we?
Yeah. The royal way. Yeah. And any others we can think of that we should be.
And then again, going forward, if you did have that, we could probably liaise with Bingley Music Town and do something joint, with them, or help to, if they wanted a bigger event and it needed some financing, we could perhaps go for that. I mean, the thing is about what we've got here is we've got a budget for regeneration, a big budget for regeneration. We've got money there, and nobody seems to want to, spend it.
We don't seem to spend
it on what we're supposed to be spending it on, which is supposedly Bingley being a destination.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's why I'm here tonight, because otherwise you won't be quorum. So going forward, it's something we can't do anything today, but I think it's something we should do.
And I think we've got to be a bit more ambitious. Like I say, get Andy Alderson involved, and
he's.
I've spoken to him a few times. He's saying he wants to put events on, and
I've spoken to him yesterday, but because he wanted to use my van. but I did mention the bandstand, and they're all for it. You see, and I just want it to happen. I sit there watching the band and looking at the people and looking at that natural amphitheatre and thinking that could be full of folk, and it could be young folk that's there, not us. You could
have a battle at bands, couldn't you? And stuff like that.
They actually suggested that as a potential at the only meeting that I've been to at Bingley Music Town, that it was a potential idea for the future. Yeah.
You need electric for a battle of the bands.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
They had a battle of the bands at Bingley Rugby Club on one night. It were acoustic.
All right.
Nobody turned up.
As long as you don't tell one of our councillors that's all right. Because they don't agree. But anyway, there we go. Or two of our councillors.
But it may be certainly stuff like battle of bands, because I'm down there quite often, and they're quite loud. When you can actually hear them when you're kayaking on the river going, blimey.
That battle of the bands in Bingley Rugby Club, I went to 3 of them, and there must have been 500 there one night.
Yeah.
It were rammed.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of them were supporters of the particular bands.
They would be, wouldn't they? But
Yeah.
Right, then
But that's something to think about.
yeah. So then the only other thing we've got to possibly think about then is D-Day, the 80th anniversary of D-Day.
Oh yeah, I've got something that might fit in with that actually. As I say, I went to the liaison meeting, and the Lord Lieutenant of West Yorkshire were there giving a presentation, and he was flagging up that he wanted to be made aware of events. He has. Well, it says on the card that I got that he's got 73 deputies, but he's actually got 57, and he's looking for another 3. But we could perhaps, if we're having a military type event, invite the Lord Lieutenant. He probably won't come, but
They probably said he's we normally get that.
Well, I have the. In fact, I've got it.
The nice lady who's his deputy, whose name escapes me.
No, I've actually got a card here with the local deputy. From that's the local deputy from Haworth.
She came to the remembrance thing.
There is some ladies now. There is some ladies now. Yeah, that's why they have so many, because it's when it's the remembrance. They did. I think he said they did 110 or 130 last year.
Yeah, because she was off somewhere else.
That's what I'm saying.
She's going to Belgium.
So it's just a suggestion.
I don't know.
What's her name? She came to the hub opening.
No, this is a gentleman that were there were the Lord Lieutenant, there were his deputy stroke secretary, and then that wants to go to Eve really. And he's the local contact. His card were with a card describing what the Lord Lieutenant did, and he gave a presentation and. They were also flagging up to let him know about, similar to what it was suggested at our meeting, local heroes type of thing, and also business. Oh, I wrote it down actually. There you go. I did. I wrote it all down. There we go. There's a King's Award to Enterprise. If you know any businesses that might qualify for that, they want to know. That's one thing he said, and the other one were general people that did good works. Yeah, King's Award. King's Award to local groups as well. Yeah.
I've heard of the Enterprise one, I haven't heard of the local groups one.
Is Bingley Town Council thinking of putting on some form of event on this 6th of June next year?
Well,
that's where we're going.
That's what we're going to talk about.
Because it's on a Thursday, so there isn't going to be much happening. Nobody will come. We're all working.
Oh, not everybody works though.
No,
well, it might be that could be the day of the beacon lighting, but you could have an event at the weekend, couldn't you, if you wanted to make a.
Because the beacon lighting's at 9:15 at night.
Yeah, that bit is. But this, I don't know if this bloke they call the pageant master is the one that sorted it all out. But some of his ideas are mad, like having the town crier stood in the town square at 8 o'clock in the morning. Oof. What's that all about?
I think that's happening somewhere. My understanding when I read that was that is happening in London somewhere on that day. That is one. It's only just happening in one place at one time.
I thought it was happening everywhere.
No.
I don't know if anybody's read that poem they want to read out at school. But all kids will be asleep by line 3, and us for doing it in the play groups. It's just ludicrous.
The poem does seem quite dense for
dense. There's a word
for children. There's a lot right in there. I mean, even the tribute is
heavy.
It's for someone to read out, and obviously, if we did have a deputy Lord Lieutenant or whatever attending the beacon lighting, that's what you'd be asking them to do. Isn't it?
Right,
I see. I would think.
Have we got a beacon?
We haven't got a beacon. But again, in the document, did you not look at the beacons?
Yeah.
Well, I saw it told you how to build a bonfire.
Told you how to build a
With
bonfire.
straw.
Yeah, you can
It
actually
told you how
buy
to build a
ones
straw
that have
one.
a gas bottle with them.
It tells
you
you
can
how
just-
to make one. What we were talking about earlier was whether we could approach the men's shed and see if
All right.
maybe they would.
They had,
if
a
we
they had a beacon in centre of Bradford for something last year. I can't remember what it was.
Can I have a look at it? Can I have a look at one you're talking about that get mentioned to me? Is it metal?
Yeah.
Because I don't think they'll be. I doubt whether they'll be into metal.
Well, I don't know. We can always ask. We can ask.
Yeah.
If we know where we would site one, because I would think we'd probably want it in the park, if there's anything. I mean, we could put it in the market square, but something like that is almost a permanent structure once you've put it up. Whereas the gas-fueled beacons, which are sort of freestanding,
I saw that. Yeah.
is probably more up our street.
Yeah.
For what we could achieve.
And what situation is that? I mean, do you have to buy them then?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. What are you going to do with them when you've taken them down?
Store them.
Exactly. Where are you going to store them? Yeah. Well, I know a good place where you could store them, but no, not my garage. There's too much in my garage.
But that's the thing. It's almost, for me it would be because they both say they're specifically.
Do you know how much they cost?
It says about 600 quid.
600. All right. Okay.
That's with gas bottles.
Right.
So it's not it's a sum of money, but it's not a grand sum of money for wanting to do something. If we thought we did want to put something on.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably is going to be the last one of these sorts of things, isn't it? With any veterans in attendance.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know more.
What do you think, Maureen? Because you were quite keen on it, weren't you?
What do you think the remembrance group's view would be?
I think they'd be up for it, definitely. I think they'd definitely think it'd be something taken for, and there'd be a few of them willing to get involved, I think. And I mean, Martin's on the remembrance group, Reverend from the church. He usually has a.
What about if we're sort of doing it together and remembrance? But Maureen said she might be up for doing something. Could you consult your colleagues and see if we, as a a partnership, if you like.
Yeah, if we could possibly do something.
And what sort of form it should take.
Yeah. And who they might want to invite along.
Yeah.
Because
well, if we had an event, we could have a town crier starting it at 8:45 or something. Cause the bloke that used to be town crier is one of my mates. He might do it. I'm not saying he will.
Yeah.
Well, we could go that route if we can get.
I'll speak to him at the next meeting. I don't know when it is, to be honest, because it's usually all paperwork until about August, September.
Right.
So we don't really meet until then when we start putting the logistics together.
Of course, it's next year, isn't it? So we've plenty. Yeah.
So as soon as I do have a meeting with them, I'll speak to them.
That'll be good. Yeah.
We could have a little brass band playing as well. Play some. I don't know what wartime music is. I'm not that old. But John Mott's wartime music.
Oh, that's good.
Well, again, you could ask the ones we use for Remembrance Day, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Or some ones that are doing concerts.
Oh yeah,
because you could have a bandstand concert.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Well, there's
Yeah,
that
that's a
old
good
red
idea.
band that are playing this
It's
weekend.
summer, isn't it? So
Yeah, they're all right. They're average. But they've got a new director apparently, so I don't know what they're like now. But they come to town hall and
City
do.
Bradford Brass Band might do it.
Oh, that's a different animal there.
but we think it's got possibility.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's got legs.
Yeah,
so we will explore it further with a view to seeing if something's feasible to put on.
Positive, but develop.
yeah, absolutely.
Could have a Bingley Town Council style that event as well.
Right, to consider further suggestion for Bingley Arts and Crafts, that's really James.
It is,
next year, isn't it? So we'll defer that. for now.
It's not 6th of June, that is it?
July 24.
Right. I thought that were quite positive until I found out the Bingley Agricultural Society were involved in it, and then I thought it's never going to happen.
Well,
Well,
we'll have to see.
I thought she was telling them what she was doing rather than.
I think the handicraft side of it have sort of stayed quite strong, haven't they?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I think it's that side that wants to do this rather than the agricultural side. Yeah. Okay, to consider the bandstand concerts project. I think we've talked around it, haven't we? It's probably as far as we can go. Date of the next meeting. How often do we want to meet? Yeah. Do we think monthly is too much?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to do it every 6 weeks, every 8 weeks?
Yeah, because you've got to have time to plan things, haven't you? Until things start
Yeah.
developing, I don't think we need to be every month yet, do we?
No, I don't think so. No. Yeah. What?
So do we want to meet every couple of months?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be alright, yeah.
Couple of months on the last Wednesday, does that work? Or Wednesday's good or bad?
Wednesday's alright for me.
Good or bad for people?
Well, yeah.
It's alright for me. I just usually have it walk as a welcome as long as it don't clash, but if it does, we'll get somebody else to do the minutes. But that's a bit as and when anyway.
Pardon?
That would be the 27th of September.
Right, can we do it the week before?
no.
Well, something's happening on 27th of September.
We're in June now, aren't we?
Yeah.
We are in June, yeah.
We could do one before this networking, couldn't we?
We could.
So 30th of August.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Well, we need to be developing what we're going to have for the networking event and what we want to say we've done, whether it is new grants, other things, whether we want a bit about the precept. Every time we publish like the annual newsletter, the precept always comes back, doesn't it, as the set of questions.
Is that enough time before though? That's only 2 weeks before.
Well, I think we're going to have to develop it and before. So if it is just we've given these grants for these things to these people, then obviously I think that's relatively straightforward content to develop.
Don't we need to invite whoever it is that's coming before then as well?
We do need to invite.
Yeah.
We need to. We're going to invite everybody.
Everybody just invite everyone who we've got on that list,
Yeah.
and councillors and
Yeah.
everyone. And if it's packed, it's packed. It's better than it.
Well, that's.
If you invite a select few,
Yeah.
you know.
Who does the inviting need? Or?
Yeah. Debbie will send us the email. She's got mailing lists.
The council will do the inviting, and we'll do it soon. So
we give them plenty of time notice.
do we just want to circulate the list of who we're going to invite so people can add to it?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Cause see if there's anybody we haven't got on there.
Presumably Bingley Music Town.
I think that might. I think that might be a bit difficult on a. What sort of GDPR thing? What it was? You can't just let you know a list of everybody that's on that mailing list.
But you don't send their email addresses.
We want the groups, not.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, it's just a case of who have we got and have we missed anyone.
Right, I get it. Yeah, okay. Right.
Just so if people know other groups that we want to invite, we can invite them. We can get as many people as possible.
Absolutely, yeah. Not really bother with that. Yeah. So we sorted then.
We're sorted.
So.
I'll nip back up there then because I wanted to talk to me a little far. Yeah, I've got a meeting.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
So you're not going to tell me what you're going to tell
Yes,
me?
I am. Come on.
So we've got to do it outside.
Turn the owl off before you start talking.
Oh yeah, because I want to tell you.